up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fish, and class is in session. I'm excited because today we are going to take a look at a knife from QSP. I do not own this knife. This is a pass-around knife. It's pretty cool. It could be great. It's almost great. It's not quite great. They were on the right track, but I have just a couple issues with this one. So, without further ado, let's get this camera turned around and take a closer look. Alright, so it comes in this black box here. It says QSP on the lid. On the side here, QSPknife.com. And on the end here, some information about our knife. This is the Unicorn 14C 28N blade steel with black and neon G10. When you open the box, you've got your two obligatory QSP stickers. Have a knife day with the penguin. And that QSP Wolf, better knife, better life. We've got our insert card that gives us a little bit of information about the knife. Nice padded felt liner here. Decent presentation on this one. They don't go overboard, but I do like the QSP presentation. And there's our knife. So let's take a look at this bad boy. Alright, so the QSP Unicorn, 7.5 inches overall. We've got a 3.25 inch blade and a 4.25 inch handle. 14C 28N blade steel on this one, which I really like. A black stonewashed finish on this blade. This one is a straight back blade, which I really like. You just don't see too many of those. High saber flat grind. We've got a forward swedge here, thumb hole, no billboarding on this side. Over here on this side, on the ricasso, we've got our blade steel, which is 14C 28N, and that's it. So I like that there's no billboarding on this one. Looks like a pretty good edge grind. However, they did get into the plunge grind right there. You can see where it is starting to frown a little bit as it dips down into the plunge grind. Same on the other side right there. That doesn't bother me too much, but I just think it's a little bit sloppy. No reason to get into that plunge grind. This one is a button lock, and we also have a flipper tab, so 3 ways to deploy this knife. Black and neon green G10 handles on this one. I love the colorway on this knife. I love that neon green. I think it really pops, especially against the black. We've got a lanyard hole here. Deep carry pocket clip. That pocket clip is reversible, and they did give us a filler tab, so I really like that. Open construction with barrel backspacer standoffs. And we've got these speed holes here. This is one of my problems with this knife. I don't love speed holes. Now, the only reason to put them on a knife is for aesthetic purposes. That's not to say that a throwing knife with holes in the tang doesn't have a purpose. That's to balance the knife and also reduce weight. Of course, the holes in the tang of a fixed blade knife reduce the weight. The holes in the stainless steel liners of your modern folders reduce the weight, but holes through G10 do absolutely nothing. Those 6 little cutouts, that does not reduce any weight whatsoever. It's just for aesthetic purposes, and aesthetically, I don't think it looks that good. I would have preferred this just with all black with the green shadow box effect, or maybe some kind of little neon green inlay right here, anything other than speed holes. We've got a T8 torque screw on our pivot. That one is a captive pivot. We've got QSP on the pivot cap there. T6 torque screws everywhere else on our body. Also on our clip. Let's check the action on this bad boy. Flipper tab action is a little bit soft, a little bit spongy. So button locks don't have a detent ball. They have what's called detent feel, which is created by the button lock. And it's something about QSP button locks and their flipper tab action. It always just feels a little bit, I don't know, soft to me. Like it doesn't really want to snap out of there. Like there's not enough detent feel, not enough retention. And so it just feels strange to me. You kind of have to load up on that flipper tab before you press it, and then it fires out. And it just feels strange to me on the QSP flipper tab button locks. The action is nice and smooth. I've got no problem with that. This one's running on bearings. Let's test the thumb hole here. That feels much better to me, and that's because I can really put more torque on it when I do the reverse flick, so I don't really notice it as much. But not bad action, pretty smooth, not the best. I haven't oiled this or adjusted the pivot or anything. In the hand, that 4 1/4 inch handle is going to be enough for most people to get a full 4-finger grip. No finger choil on this, but it does feel comfortable in a saber grip, feels comfortable in a hammer grip, reverse grip feels pretty good, gas station stabby grip feels pretty good. My main problem with this knife, the reason that it could be great, it's almost great, but it's not great, besides the speed holes, and I understand that that's a personal preference, is this clip. This clip is super bitey. I don't know if this is the clip that they use on all of their knives. It doesn't seem too tall. It does have a pretty sizable bill that comes up on there. It's not especially tall, but for some reason, this clip really bites into my hand. You can see where it's biting right there. That's not a wrinkle. That is from the clip. I'm squeezing it just a little bit, and it's really getting to me. Whether I'm in a hammer grip or a saber grip, I can feel it in reverse grip because my fingers fall right on top of it. So I don't know if it's just the shape of the handle and where the clip actually falls. I do love the handle shape because I like a nice neutral handle shape, because when you get weird and you start putting finger choils and palm swells, you can go overboard and you eliminate a lot of people's hand shape, and it makes it uncomfortable for certain people. So a neutral handle shape is my preference on most knives, but with this one, there's something about it that just bites me, man. That thing is bitey. But other than that, I freaking love this knife. It could be great. I love the straight back blade on this one. I love the colorway. I wish it didn't have speed holes, but I can live with that. And, you know, I understand that on a button lock, you're not going to have a detent. And so I can live with that. But man, a knife that's not comfortable, a knife that bites, is problematic because you're just not going to use it. And it's too bad because, you know, I think aesthetically, this knife is freaking sweet, man. I think that looks awesome. But that clip just eats into me. Other QSPs that I've handled don't seem to have that problem. Don't really know what it is. Can't really put my finger on why this particular one bites me, but it bites me. So there you go, boys and girls. That is the QSP Unicorn. Really good looking knife. Love the profile of this knife. I really like 14C28 in blade steel. I like a black stonewash finish. I like a lot of things about this knife, but like I said, the clip is just a deal killer for me. And I wanted to love this knife, but as it is, I only like this knife. So there you go, boys and girls. Just wanted to share that with you today. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this knife. Let me know if you've handled this knife or if you have this knife. And tell me if the clip bites you. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe my hand is shaped funny. I don't know. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my logo right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish, boys and girls. Class dismissed.